You're on.
Well, folks, welcome to your weekly select board meeting. Kind of a quiet week. Why don't we start as usual with our town clerk's report? Ms. Taylor?
Yes. We finally received it. Here is the credit card
Hey!
from M&T Bank. We got it yesterday. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about implementing some protocol on how we want to use it and the process. Renee and I were talking and we came up with some ideas of how to organize it. We were thinking having a binder in the office, a full list of all the reoccurring charges, like what David's paying for now. That's going to come up every single month, and just one list so we know where it's going to go, what account it goes to. Because basically, I think we'll do a journal entry and then code all the expenses that way. I'd like to set a policy for the card and establish anything possibly over $100 that is not a reoccurring charge would need select board approval. Have a page on who's requesting it, the purpose it's going to be used for, what it is, and have signature pages. Maybe that's too low, I don't know, but something that
In addition to paying the bill at the end of the month?
yes, for anyone to even use this, that's over, say, $100, we would have to have your approval.
Prior approval?
Prior. Just some checks and balances.
Yep. Hopefully we won't be buying a whole lot more toner, but for instance, toner cartridge for that printer and for your motor vehicle printer for that are $140. So,
Okay, so
you know,
maybe go up a little bit?
well,
$250?
Don't you get that through Staples? though?
either $100. Yeah, that's true.
So you
That's a
wouldn't
good
have
point, but Danielle commented earlier that maybe she can find things cheaper if she's got a way to pay for them.
Right.
True, but she would end up paying tax also. to keep-
Right, you'd have to look at the bottom line.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think all your ideas are wonderful. Do you want to put something
I
together?
would like to, I just want to talk about it.
Okay,
and we'll
sorry,
draft
I-
something out.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay. No, and bring it to you guys next week. This card has my name on it. So, for instance, David just went to BJ's and got paper towel. He wouldn't be able to do that and use this card because it has my name on it. They can do employee cards with other people's name on it. Do you think we need that? Do we need another card for purposes like that? Or do we just want to keep it one card?
That
my
just
name?
says Town of Parsonsfield? or-
It has my name on it. I'm the employee that can use this card.
Okay,
So I can't give it to you to go get paper towel.
that's probably a good thing.
It's some checks and balances, or do we feel like we need another card for another employee?
I'd say not at this point. Let's
Okay.
see how
We
it
don't use
works.
it, we're not gonna be using it
See how
that
it goes?
frequently. you know?
No. Well, I mean, I'll still probably buy paper towels and toilet paper and Kleenex at BJ's. That seems to be a good source,
And just get reimbursed?
and just get reimbursed. And I don't mind doing that. It's the $100 and above charges that we really want to get off of
Right.
Yeah.
our card. Although we won't get the rewards points anymore, but that's all right. We can live without those.
So for the first step, do you want me to activate this and then we'll go through and the reoccurring charges, we'll set that all up at some point?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I don't know if I can do that this week, but I can probably do it next week.
okay,
We've got a yard sale on Saturday, so we're
Yeah.
prepping for
yeah,
that.
okay. Good deal.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Yeah, should be good.
You think $100 is enough?
We'll have to look, I mean, and just kind of brainstorm some ideas of how we're gonna use this.
Yeah, it doesn't preclude anything. It just
No.
requires prior approval. That's all.
Personally, I like the $100 amount. And all it is a short form and just a pre-plan, so.
There's a credit limit on that?
Yes, 5,000 they gave us.
Okay,
Yep.
that's what we asked for.
So that leads into the discussion on the reserve account. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
Bangor did send us a counteroffer after we met with M&T. And again, they gave us different options. I gave you guys the copy of the email. They agree it's fully insured and a 2.75% interest. M&T Bank is also offering us fully insured 4% interest, so it's quite a bit different.
Right. So it's $10,000 difference. If the balance is $800,000, it's $10,000 a year.
Would there be any reason to keep it with Bengal?
I don't see one.
I mean, we have a reason to switch,
Yeah.
because we'll make some more money,
Yep.
and it's, both of them are fully insured.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be quite honest, I was a little hesitant at first, but after seeing the numbers and talking through with M&T people, I would recommend that we move the money. I would recommend we move all but the mill account. I mean, that's $10,000 and you might as well just leave it there because hopefully in a month and a half, we'll be able to close that.
Yep. I'd like to have another
Okay.
meeting with Ian prior to, and just have a document and saying what we're gonna agree to and what it actually
Yeah.
looks like on paper like this.
Okay. And
Before it gets moved.
I would make sure they understand that we're going to be comparing, and if they
Yeah.
go down to 2 and
Right.
Bangor says they'll give us 4 with no CD requirement, then
Yeah.
we very well may move it again. The other thing is, we want to make sure there are no withdrawal penalties.
Right.
We want any number of withdrawals, anytime.
Yep,
Okay.
right.
So those 2 things, and I'm very comfortable doing it.
Do you guys want them to come in here again, or do you want me to just meet with them during the day and make sure those things get all? Yeah, I can have them do a document, outline everything and pass it off to you guys so everybody has one more look at it before we actually switch.
Well, you can,
That would make me
you
feel.
gotta come up with a total amount.
Yep.
right? Break it down by categories, and we have probably 15 different accounts, amounts.
Each
Well,
bucket,
Oh, yeah.
the reserve accounts.
The reserve accounts.
It's only one account.
Well, I know, but I mean,
Yeah.
whether there's 15 sub-accounts or
Yeah,
how
whatever.
do we do that?
And they need to understand how we use our reserves too, so. As far as, that we wouldn't pull out some money if we wanted to, if we needed to.
Right,
Right, so, yeah.
yeah,
I just want to
yeah.
have one more conversation and everything outlined,
Yeah.
and then I'll present it to you guys. and then
Okay,
we'll go from
yeah, I
there.
have no
Just one
problem
more
with that.
check.
Yeah, full liquidity and no requirement for a limited number of withdrawals.
Okay,
Those would be my requirements.
okay. So I'll set that up with Ann for these guys. There's been some discussion with Rick on enforcing late fees with dog licensing. We looked at this in Trio. I guess if we are going to implement this 100% of the time after January 31st, I'm requesting that the select board and myself saying that we are going to implement this law 100% of the time. I looked at some records and sometimes it was intermittent, it wasn't consistent, and I'd like to do that, I guess.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with the select board, though. I mean, it's,
Well, if we could add it, we could not enforce it. I mean,
we can't say that, it's state law.
But that fee, the late fee stays with the town, is that correct?
Yes, late fee stays with the town.
Okay, so if you say, no, this, I'm not saying to do this, but to give her some leeway, goodwill?
That's up to her.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, we,
I guess Some towns don't do it at all. Some towns do it 100%. Some towns do it 50-50. I guess I would like the support that says we're going to implement this law, and as a town, have a selectman sign, and I will sign as the licensing agent. So we have something. So if they ever come back and say, well, I just moved from Baldwin, they never did late fees. Well, we do. It would give me some support.
I'd just pull out a copy of the state law. I'm not comfortable signing something that says we're going to enforce a state law.
As
But some
opposed-
towns don't do it.
I understand that, including when I was clerk.
Yep, but as a new clerk, it's gonna be looked upon me that I'm gonna do it 100%. When some towns and some others don't do it 100%.
Didn't I hear it was her choice on whether to collect that fee or not?
Nope.
Well,
It's state law after January 31st.
But it goes to the town anyway, so.
okay,
All right, well, if you guys want to sign something like that, you can, but I'm not going to do that. First of all, I don't think it's necessary. I understand it puts you maybe in a little bit of a position, Danielle, but welcome to town clerk. But like I say, it's state law, so we don't need to do anything.
we just haven't collected a late fee since 2021. That's
Yeah.
what I'm concerned with. Nothing was, there was no late fees charged in 2022.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we're gonna do it 100%. That makes me nervous as a new town clerk. So I just would like the support.
Well, you
But
could
if you
give-
don't want to, that's fine. Ricky wants it done because it's $25 towards his account to do supplies and whatever he needs. And it's gonna go into the animal welfare account. So that's fine.
This
I'm
would
just
start,
asking
what,
for the support.
next January?
It would be tomorrow. I mean, this is
Oh,
late
okay.
fee.
I mean, yeah, if it's a state law, I mean, we're abiding by it too. I mean, I'm all for it if it's a state law, 100%. I mean, I don't think you,
But it's money that goes to the town that really nobody knows about.
what do
Because
you,
the state is not, we don't have to report to the state. It stays within the town. So some
$25
towns
fee.
treat it differently. I know for a fact Baldwin didn't do any late fees, and this is what I'm banking. This is.
I mean,
my
Ricky
problem.
got me for late fees back when he was, you know,
His first time around.
yeah, when he was here, when Ricky was here, he went around and he paid late fee. Yeah, well, or David collected the late fee from me.
Right.
And then I won't say David didn't collect late fees. I have no idea, but Ricky went and made sure people registered their dogs. Well, Kristen didn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It comes with a new ACO too. This is what.
Right, and Ricky's going to bring in a lot of people, to, you know, me included, to register every one of their dogs. You know what I mean? And I think it's a good thing. Honestly, it helps pay for our. I mean, sounds stupid. I mean, I'm going to pay late fees, but I think it's a good thing. It's going to help pay for our ACO. You know, because our ACO is more than it used to be. But this is part of it. You know,
I think you have the support of the select board. If somebody wants to argue with you about it, then I have no problem you're sending them over here.
Oh, I can take
But-
care of it. It's just that document I want to have on that wall saying this is the state law and the town is supporting the state law and that we do it every single time you guys, they show up after January 31st. It's just one piece of leverage I have when they say, well, I just moved from Baldwin and Baldwin doesn't do it. How come you guys are doing it? You see my point?
I do, but
Okay.
it's state law. That's,
Okay.
like I say,
I guess it could go either way. I don't know the schematics of what would be wrong with signing it because it's already a state law, or
It's just an extra piece of support as a town, as a whole, that we're doing it.
yeah.
That's all I'm asking. But if you guys aren't comfortable doing it, I will still do it myself.
I'll do whatever. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I think it's a good idea. I think it'll help pay for
I
the.
can put my
Yeah.
ex.
Okay. That's all I got. Tax collection updates is as it is.
Would you give the people after January, they're already late,
January 31st, yes.
so,
There's a $25 late fee per dog.
so right now they're late.
Right now they're late.
So would it be? And they're supposed to register their animals before January 31st.
The new tags are out in October and they have until the end of January to do it. and
Well,
get their dog
Technically, they have until the end of December to do it. They're actually late after December 31st. However, the late fee does not kick in until January 31st.
Well, I guess that's what yeah.
Yeah.
Late
I
fee.
don't know if you did something in the shopping guide or something saying on the webpage.
A lot of towns do say, hey, don't forget to register your dog, da, da,
Right.
da, da.
And
Yep.
we're gonna be applying a late fee, whatever, and
Yep,
so don't waste your money and
Yep.
get your dogs registered, cat, whatever it is. Something like that be fine, huh?
yep. All right, so we will get to work. I'll talk to Rick and go for it.
I'll expect to be seeing him. It's all right.
That's all I got, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel.
Hey, Deb, this CMC Earthworks, what is this?
That is a vendor that Meyer had on the rainstorm. He just sent Meyer the invoice yesterday.
Which storm is this now?
The rainstorm,
The first one.
the second one.
So we're not gonna get any reimbursement for this?
Nope.
Okay.
Not that we're aware of, they're working on that, FEMA is.
Oh,
Trying to figure it out, because a lot of the damage was twofold, the rainstorm, so.
this is a person that Meyer hired to. Oops. Thank you. All right, credit card and transfer, we're taking care of those things. Just as a note, Bruce Thibodeau is the chairman of Rescue. He's going to be resigning, I believe, next month. And Parsonsfield needs 3 people for the rescue. We don't have anybody except Bruce. No, 3.
It's 3?
Can I interject? This is for the board of directors.
Right, board of directors, right.
Not to run rescue.
So, any of you 11 or 12 people who are listening, still so inclined, give Deborah a call at our office. And we're going to be soliciting our friends to see if we can come up with some people who can represent the town.
Bruce said it's 1 meeting a month. They meet on the 3rd Thursday of the month at 5:30. And occasionally other things come up that have to be addressed, but basically it's that 1 meeting a month.
So, we're reviewing the, obviously, last week's minutes and signing all the information regarding bills, approvals, and all that good stuff. We do have our CEO report for the month of April. Quick summary is 6 building permits, 2 plumbing permits, and 47 hours at the office with 67 total calls. As I've mentioned before, this information will be accumulated, gathered, and turned into the annual report. Note in here that Danielle was speaking about fees and getting dogs licensed and all that good stuff, so make sure you have your dogs licensed. It's good to get their shots and all that good stuff. We have some planning board meetings actually the last couple of months. All these are online. You can see what's going on with the planning board. Basically, they spend a lot of time going over the procedures, the bylaws. 6 pages here changes, not changes so much as modifications to the bylaws signed off by the planning board. This will also be in, you can read this on the website. There's some a note from the Mouse's attorney to our attorney concerning the easement on the Stanley building. It's obviously, as you all know, the Stanley building is in the process of being sold. York County and the Animal Control Town Planning Board Comprehensive Committee's been working on finalizing their plans. I don't know if David has an update on Secaucus Road.
Only that the folks at the solar company are as frustrated as we are. They're still waiting for CMP.
Just talked about the email from Mouse's attorney. No word from the courts on the Stanley building in the court case. Contract we signed actually last week with Mechanical Services. These are the people that support all our systems in the building here.
Ed, I did not find the signed copy.
You don't have it?
So
Where is it?
I don't know.
Well, can we find it?
No, I
Okay.
can't find it.
Well, forget about that.
I don't believe it was signed.
Okay, well,
So I would like to discuss this again because it occurred to me that after they were here last year, we had to have local people out to realign the burner and the boiler. Had we called Mechanical Services, it would have been about a $500 call for just labor and time, plus the part that had to be put in. Here it was, I think, $150. So what I might propose is that we ask them whether they will divorce the boiler tune-up part of it from the ventilator tune-up part. There are different people that work on them. They always have two people. They don't even come out on the same day, or haven't at least. And I would like to keep our maintenance of the boiler local. So I would have to go back to Mechanical Services and see if they're willing to do that.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
I don't know anything about any of this stuff in these rooms. Whatever
Yeah.
you're saying you want to divorce them from, but I was curious about how we happen to have Mechanical Services right from the beginning, and never enough to bother to ask. But because a local, I assume, would be.
Nobody will work on those.
Okay, so that's why.
They are the only people
Okay.
that I could.
Well, that answers my question.
Yeah, there used
Okay.
to be somebody local that worked on them, but he retired.
Okay.
And nobody took
No,
over.
that's
Yeah.
because my heating guys don't do anything with anything like
Yeah.
that, so I didn't know if
Yeah.
that was. So that's the reason.
Yep.
Okay. That's fine with me if they'll get rid of half of it and let us. Perhaps we should try to find somebody to see if somebody would be willing before we did that, though.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so I will do both of those.
Okay.
Okay. So we don't want to sign that yet.
Continue.
there's a note here just on Tree Grove tax law evaluation. I just have a question for somebody. Jesse's more of a woods guy than David, but tax growth law validation schedule. York County, softwood is $421, 100% valuation per acre, and hardwood is $344. Why is hardwood less than softwood?
Because softwood would be your pine.
Yeah,
Well, pines, it's not the most valuable. Obviously, hardwood logs would, veneer hardwood logs would be.
Right.
But the percentage of veneer hardwood logs is so minute, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, the bottom just fell out of the round hardwood pulp market. So it's worth nothing because they can't even get rid of it for this month.
do you know why? What happened?
It fluctuates, but it's gone lower than it ever has to the point where they cannot get rid of it.
It's a commodity.
It comes and goes. But so why the softwood is higher is because the pine logs right now are through the roof.
Yeah.
Which people are, it's just, it all goes like this. Everyone's going to stop cutting hardwood, they're going to start cutting pine, they're going to flood the pine, and then they get,
Yeah.
it's just like this. It's just, the loggers that are, there's probably none listening, but they could tell you much better than I could, but that's what's going on.
And those numbers are unchanged actually from last year.
But it's pine logs are, and there's more pine. If you look around, there's way more pine logs than there are veneer hardwood.
When you say veneer hardwood,
A hardwood log, an actual log, not a piece of pulp firewood, an actual
log. See, I always thought they were more expensive when you make furniture out of hardwood.
Well, they do, but that is a very minimal amount of hardwood logs that are furniture grade or veneer grade that they actually are saw logs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Say on an average of 10 acres, there's probably one load of hardwood logs to every 10 of pine, or on any wood lot, on average.
Okay. The road commissioner had a SEMA site visit yesterday. Listed items they needed. Meyer and Debbie met with, I guess, Jane Sheen, and requested items. These are to see if we qualify for reimbursement for some of the things. Jesse, you got any spectacular?
I think,
spectacular.
I hate to say this, but I'm afraid we're gonna have to defer our plow bid until next week. I think we're getting closer, but it's a tough one. We're getting closer though.
Yeah.
We may not all be in agreement, but we're all gonna get along. We've decided.
All right, so that's something we should probably, I guess, vote on to delay the decision on the snowplowing contracts for 1 week. And we'll make our decision next week.
Okay, I'd make a motion to that effect.
I'll second it with,
Yeah, I agree.
all right, Deb, so we're, thank you. And I hate to ask you, but is your siding guy ever?
No.
He doesn't like you or he doesn't like us?
Neither of the above. I think he's just keeps getting bigger fish to fry is what I'm guessing. I really have no idea. So I can try him again, but I get the same thing if he responds. I get, yeah, I'm going to get there and do it. Okay, when? No response. That's what I get. How about the audio-visual equipment, Ed? How's
I
that?
got a date on that. I got the 11th.
Okay.
Next month.
You got me. Yeah.
But you're absolutely right.
I don't get credit for the generator.
You do?
No, that's half-hearted.
Half-hearted.
Heck, I'll take half credit.
On that, we're doing the,
If you want, we'll give you all the credit for picking the plow guy.
Okay, that's fine. But you gotta let me pick them.
we're trying to, as you may have surmised, we're trying to get our ARPA funds allocated. You know, the audio-visual equipment is something, the siding is something, Darren's new car is an item, so we're trying to get all these items, and kitchen equipment, which we should talk to Saban and Jen Lewis about, and maybe even Hart. He was involved. We want to get some firm numbers on that, rather than just a general number. So we'll know exactly how much money we have left, and then we can have another special town meeting or information meeting, whatever you want to call it, and decide on how you want to spend the remainder of the money. So,
Has to be a special town meeting because it requires a vote.
okay. So David, I know you've been chomping at the bit, rearranging papers, and go.
Okay. Let's see, back to the generator. I have not gotten a call yet from Jim, the owner. He's the one that's going to come out and hook up the Ethernet connection so we can look at the generator online. I was out there at 10 o'clock today and it fired right up for its weekly tests, so I'm relatively confident that that things are in good shape. We got a letter from Harris, who is the parent company of Trio, offering us an off-site backup scheme. I have not investigated it.
Team or scheme?
Scheme.
Team.
SCHEME.
Scheme. Oh, okay. Thank you.
I have not investigated it, but some sort of formal off-site backup may be something we want to look at. So that's on my platter to follow up on. I installed the outside air temperature sensor on Friday for the heating system. I need to tweak that and get the numbers all right now, and hopefully we'll at least be closer on our inside temperatures. Jen Lewis prompted me again about the tables, and I apologized to her because I was supposed to bring them up last week. But in the meantime, what she and Jim are doing is buying two on their own so that we can see them, they'll see how they work out. I'm just concerned that what they're buying, they're relatively inexpensive, and just concerned they may be a little too cheap, a little too lightweight.
Are these bigger than the normal?
No,
They
they're...
mentioned doing wider tables.
Yeah, no, they aren't.
Okay.
I believe they're 30 inch by 6 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're folded.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think they're bringing them tomorrow. I probably won't be here tomorrow. I may stop in, I'm not sure. But anyways, so we can take a look at them and we could then give them, I'm not sure if we gave them a go-ahead or if we gave ourselves a go-ahead.
I think we did.
We did, okay. So we just need to look at these, see if they're okay. And then we can say, go ahead. All right. ACO phone. I don't know where we are on that, but Rick had talked about wanting maybe to share a phone, a cell phone with Sebago. Now that we have a credit card, if we have to pay for it, I'm much more comfortable with that. But regardless, I think Rick should probably talk to Sebago.
There's more than 2 towns he wanted to put on it, right?
On the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, I asked the selectman. He never got back to me. He was supposed to get back to me.
Oh, okay.
I asked him that night, and he said, I'll let you know tonight, and he never did.
Okay, all right. I thought it was just those two because he has a separate one for Standish.
I thought he was going to try and combine all of them, 3 or 4 of them into one phone.
I don't know how many other. Okay.
No, it was just us and Sebago.
Yeah, it was just
Okay.
us and Sebago, I think. Yeah. So, anyways, that one's still out there. We did the maintenance contract for the heating equipment. I put myself out on a limb today and ordered a $40 meter for the boiler. Will tell us how long the boiler has run at any given time. I'm going to use this so I don't have to stick the oil tank It'll tell me if it's run for 200 hours and it's burning 1/8500ths gallons per hour. I'll be able to calculate how much we've used, so I will be able to tell when we need to order fuel, as opposed to doing what
Shoveling
I-
the snow and looking.
Yeah, exactly. I got new water filter cartridges. They're in a box over there on the floor, and gaskets, so I'll be replacing the water filter. It's probably in pretty bad shape because it's been a few years, and I need to get on a schedule to do that now more frequently. I will do that. Danielle,
Yes.
Trio issues with motor vehicles causing other problems. Didn't cause any problems with you, or you didn't do the update?
Mary Lou called me immediately.
Yeah.
She's like, have you done the Trio update? I said, no, I was just going to actually. And she's like, don't touch it. So she says, yeah, Sebago, Baldwin, Cornish, they're all locked right out.
Yeah.
So she caught us before we did it, and
Good.
we waited for the new update that fixed the bug, and then we updated Trio.
Okay,
So, good to go.
excellent.
Yep.
Thank you. Jesse Winters would like to get some magnetic signs for the side of his truck, similar to what Rick got. I thought it was a good idea. You know, he pulls into a yard, nobody knows who he is. If they
Yep.
see that insignia, I think that's a good idea. So,
You all okay with that?
yeah, if you're okay with that, yeah, yeah. I told him either something like this or the town logo that Danielle has had done with code enforcement under it. I thought that might even be better, but I would leave it up to him. And then lastly, the ad for the cruiser that we have for sale. I think we want to post that on Facebook and our webpage. I unfortunately forgot that I wasn't going to be here yesterday, or I would have put an ad together for the shopping guide. So it's going to be next week, if we need it, to put an ad in the shopping guide. So if you guys are okay, we'll advertise it on the two electronic means. And then, like I say, if we need to, we'll put an ad in the shopping guide next week.
Do you have a description in the whole 9 yards, like an ad to put on the website, all the information?
No?
Oh, okay. I don't know all the details. So.
Old, no. Wait, you have the title there, right?
I do, but
Yeah.
as
I mean, I have a copy of the title. I can try and put something together in a picture.
We can grab a picture easy enough,
Okay.
but I guess it's just the language you want to put in.
Yeah, it's not going to be real detailed.
Okay.
2017 police cruiser, put the mileage and as is, where is.
Okay.
Come out and start it up.
Yeah,
Is there
yeah.
insurance to start it and just start it? Okay.
No, careful. No test drives.
So they can't drive it.
No,
Okay.
nope. Okay, that's the end of my list. Thank you.
And a short list it was.
Yeah, give or take. Because
I
we
just-
covered most of the items before. You're too efficient.
Just one thing, we have talked to West End Camp and to the superintendent of schools, and it looks like a couple of Parsonsville residents, boys now from 8 to 15, will be offered some type of scholarship at West End Camp. The school will select the candidates, talk to the parents, give West End Camp a call, and West End Camp will then talk to the parents and work out how long they'll be going for and what amount of money, if any, they'll be paying. So right now, it's just limited to the boys' camp because the girls' camp is a separate entity. So maybe we can include them next year. And that's about it. We have no guests today. We're either very good or very boring, or the other. All right, so thank you, folks.